What is going on, Headliner Nation? Jake, Fantasy Headliners. Hopefully everybody's doing well out there today, where we're talking about our top 20 quarterbacks here for Week 11 fantasy football. And there's a lot of guys out there with some questionable situations, right? Some guys that maybe will be starting that we were planning on not starting here in Week 11, but we got to make do with what we have, and we're not going to waste any more time. Let's get into the top 20 here and kick it off with number 20. And this is where I got Matthew Stafford. And yeah, it seems a little bit low, but the guy's dealing with a torn ligament in his throwing hand. He has no Kenny Golladay. They've lost DeAndre Swift for the week. Marvin Jones also banged up. TJ Hawkinson banged up as well. This is just one of those scenarios where the guy has so many cards stacked against him. There's a lot of risk involved here in Week 11. Got him dropped down to number 20. Number 19 is Taysom Hill, New Orleans Saints, and I honestly thought Jameis Winston was going to be the starter here in New Orleans once Drew Brees went down. I think a lot of people did, but no, it's going to be Taysom Hill, at least for this week to start off. Really doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me, if I'm being completely honest. I think having Taysom Hill under center limits the potential upside of their two-star players on offense, Alvin Kamara and Michael Thomas. Can Taysom Hill deliver the ball accurately enough with the amount of consistency that we need to make Michael Thomas a thing again? That's a question mark. Does he take away rushing attempts and goal line opportunities from Alvin Kamara? We've seen that happen before, right? These guys could be limited with Taysom Hill under center, which is a reason why I don't really understand why they didn't go Jameis. I'm not an anti-Taysom guy by any means. There's just a lot of risk here, and even though they're going up against the Atlanta Falcons, I'd prefer to wait and see how this plays out before trusting him as the quarterback in my fantasy football lineups. If you can throw him in your tight end spot, you better do it and have no questions about it. It's just certain platforms that do that. Not all of them do. So got him at number 19. Number 18 is Carson Wentz, Philadelphia Eagles, going up against the Cleveland Browns in a game that could be affected by weather once again this weekend. About a 60 to 65% chance of rain in this ball game. But honestly, the bigger question for me is the consistency of Carson Wentz. We saw him with healthy weapons last week, and he just didn't look that good. Maybe another week of practice gets them a little bit closer to being on the same page, and we can build some momentum here second half of the season, but I got to see it first. So in the meantime, Carson Wentz going down here to number 18. Number 17, Jared Goff, Los Angeles Rams, playing Monday Night Football against Tampa Bay and Tom Brady. Jared Goff, another one of these guys, right? Lots of weapons on the offensive side of the football. Just a lot of inconsistencies. The guy can go out there and have a great performance when you're least expecting it, and then he can go out there and lay a total egg like he did against Seattle last week. There's just a lot of questions surrounding the entire offense of Los Angeles, and it's enough to make me not trust Jared Goff here in Week 11. Got him at number 17. Number 16 is Ryan Tannehill, Tennessee Titans, going up against the Baltimore Ravens. Not the easiest of matchups for Ryan Tannehill, but he didn't have one last week either. And had A.J. Brown not had a couple big drops, maybe his stat line is a little bit better. This guy is still a rock-solid quarterback, and I'm looking for a slight bounce back. Not a huge performance, but a solid QB2 performance from Ryan Tannehill. Got him at 16. 15, Kirk Cousins, Minnesota Vikings. I said in my start-sit video that I had to start him, right? It's a matchup going up against the Dallas Cowboys, but every time I start Kirk Cousins, it kind of backfires on me, so I'm not going in guns a-blazing here with Kirk Cousins. He's somebody who has great opportunities this week, especially with the insurgence of Justin Jefferson. This kid is still not being respected enough in the NFL, and he has superior talent out there on the field on a weekly basis. I think it really helps the ceiling of Kirk Cousins. That's why I got him right here, number 15. 14, Derek Carr, Las Vegas Raiders, going up against the Kansas City Chiefs, a game in which I expect the Vegas Raiders to have to throw the ball, right? They are so reliant on the running game as of late in Las Vegas, and it's worked for them. Can they really rely on the run if they're trailing by more than 2 touchdowns to Kansas City, though? Probably not. They're going to have to throw the ball, and Derek Carr has proven that he's able to take care of the ball. Maybe not a huge game, but if we're looking somewhere in the neighborhood of 240 yards passing, a touchdown or two, makes him a high-end quarterback too, got him at 14. Number 13 is Tua Tagovailoa of the Miami Dolphins going up against the Denver Broncos. A great matchup for Tua, and we've seen some great play from Tua over the past few weeks. He's a great floor play. We haven't quite seen the ceiling yet. His numbers are going to get bigger as his season progresses. Trust me, this kid is an elite talent at the quarterback position. Plus, the Miami Dolphins are actually playing pretty good football. But until we see that ceiling, I can't put him any higher. Love the matchup, love the floor. Got Tua at 13. Number 12 is Joe Burrow, Cincinnati Bengals, going up against the Washington football team. And we're really hoping that Joe Burrow goes back to what we saw earlier in the season, right? Maybe not 50 pass attempts a game, Joe Burrow, but if this guy can get up in the 40 range with the way that he's been on the same page with T. Higgins, the ceiling could be, seen more often than not out of Joe Burrow. And a matchup going up against the Washington football team, I like me some Joe Burrow this week. Got him at number 12. Number 11 is going to be Cam Newton, New England Patriots, going up against the Houston Texans. Why on earth is Cam so high? Well, he's basically a running back at this point, and he's going up against one of the worst running defenses in all of football, the Houston Texans. Do not be surprised if we see more rush attempts than pass completions this week out of Cam Newton. If he can find the end zone a time or two, he will definitely return the value. Got him right here, number 11. Number 10 is going to be Tom Brady, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, going up against the Los Angeles Rams. Monday Night Football, not an easy matchup whatsoever for Tom Brady. However, he just has too many options that Los Angeles isn't going to be able to take away them all. Yes, they have Jalen Ramsey, they have Aaron Donald, but they cannot contain Mike Evans, Rob Gronkowski, Antonio Brown, and Chris Godwin all 4 quarters. I trust the talent of Tom Brady too much to put him any lower than I have him right here at number 10. Number 9, Deshaun Watson, Houston Texans, going up against the New England Patriots, looking for Deshaun Watson to get back on track. A little bit derailed last week with a bad weather game against the Cleveland Browns. Now he gets to go back home, play indoors in Houston, and let the ball fly down the field once again. Looking for some big plays out of Deshaun Watson. Have him at number 9. Number 8 is Matt Ryan, Atlanta Falcons, heading into the weekend against the New Orleans Saints with what looks like a healthy Calvin Ridley also. Pair him up with Julio Jones, who averages right around 92 yards a game against the New Orleans Saints. I'm looking for Matt Ryan to come out and try to make a little bit of a statement, right? This isn't the same Saints offense without Drew Brees under center, and Matt Ryan is going to throw the football. It's like what he does. Looking for a huge game here coming off the bye week. Got him at number 8. Number 7, Aaron Rodgers, Green Bay Packers, going up against the Indianapolis Colts. A tough matchup for Aaron Rodgers, but with the way that he's been playing football as of late and utilizing MVS in the deep ball, always gives him that ceiling opportunity. I can't sleep on Mr. Discount Double Check. Got him right here, number 7. Number 6, Lamar Jackson, Baltimore Ravens, going up against the Tennessee Titans. Now, we saw him throwing the ball with a lot more confidence in Week 10, right? And we benefited from a fantasy perspective because of it. Can he build off that momentum here second half of the season? I really think that he can and start to get Mark Andrews a little bit more involved. We already know about the safe floor with the rushing upside. Going to keep Lamar Jackson right here, number 6. Number 5 is going to be Big Ben Roethlisberger, going up against the Jacksonville Jaguars. The guy has been playing great football. It's almost as if he plays better when he's a little bit banged up because the knees weren't supposed to be 100%. You can't tell. The guy's just out there flinging touchdowns left and right. Got Big Ben in a great matchup this week at number 5. Number 4, Justin Herbert. Please tell me that all the power that this kid possesses wasn't in all the hair that he just cut off, because he looks like a 14-year-old child, but he's going up against the New York Jets. Need I say anything more? Justin Herbert has basically produced against every team put in his path this year. The Jets shouldn't be a problem. Got him right here, number 4. Number 3 was Russell Wilson. Already played Thursday Night Football, but we're always going to be transparent here with where we had these guys ranked coming into the week. Russell Wilson would have slotted in right here for me. Number 3, I expected more of a shootout, right? Maybe Kyler Murray a little bit hindered by the injured shoulder first half, and we didn't get to see that back and forth that maybe we were hoping for in the second half. It really limited the ceilings, but they didn't have bad games whatsoever. Had Russell Wilson at number 3. Number 2, Patrick Mahomes, Kansas City Chiefs, going up against the Las Vegas Raiders, and it's Patrick Mahomes going against the Raiders. That is a great matchup in an offense that has really gone away from the run as of late, right? They've really been focusing on that passing game and putting up huge numbers because of it. I don't expect that to change this week. I got Patrick Mahomes at number 2. Number 1, this is where I had Kyler Murray. I expected a little bit more on the ground. We did not see that on Thursday Night Football. Also expected maybe a little bit more production through the air. Was that shoulder an issue? That's something we need to pay attention to here as we go into week 12. We need Kyler Murray to be healthy, because even in what looked like one of his worst games of the year, he still put up over 20 fantasy points, which is great for your fantasy team since he didn't overly hurt you this week, even though it was a little bit more of a down performance. But total transparency here, had him at number 1 here for the week. All right, so those are my top 20 quarterbacks here heading into the weekend for Week 11 fantasy football. If you're looking for more information on these guys, that can be found on the Start Sit video, so make sure you head over to the channel and check that out if you have not as of yet. We greatly appreciate the support. We love interacting with you guys here. Saturday evening, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, myself and Kyle will be live streaming once again, answering as many fantasy football questions as we can in about the 2 hours or so that we usually stream on Saturday night. So if you haven't checked that out yet, make sure you do this week. We have a lot of fun interacting with the community, but hopefully you guys had a great week this week. We look forward to talking to you. Have a great one. Thanks. Bye.